Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Today we're going to be chatting with Melissa Camp. She's working on a new project over in Eastern Washington called Crescent Ridge, which is right off the Columbia River, smack dab in the heart of the state. It's a gorgeous luxury resort community. Definitely has kind of a vacation undertone to it for those who are looking for secondary homes, really looking to be in the sun. So this is a great community in a part of the state which has pretty much guaranteed sunshine and is amazing for recreation. Water sports, you have golfing, wine tasting, trails, you name it, it's there. So looking forward to connecting with her today. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. All right. Well, thank you, Melissa, for joining today to talk about your recent project there.
Thanks for having me. Yes, yeah. I'm sitting on the beautiful Columbia River right now. Not literally, but overlooking it. Yes.
It looks like a beautiful community.
Yeah.
And so, why don't you just kind of take it from here? I know you've prepared some things today to kind of talk about and kind of keep us on task. It'd be nice to hear about the project from beginning to end.
I would love to. So thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about Crescent Ridge. So many are looking for a luxury second home, vacation, or retirement home option in Central Washington. And there's actually few resort communities in the state. The pandemic has kind of fueled this request, and we can guarantee sunshine over here. So three to kind of keep in mind. So you'll see we are located right dab smack middle of the state. There's also Suncadia, there's Seabrook out on the ocean, as well as Lake Chelan as far as destination luxury resorts. Suncadia, a convenient Central Washington resort community. What they've created in the mountains is beautiful, and while amenity rich, anchored by golf and mountain access, Suncadia summers rarely climb over 70. So that's one of the nice things about Crescent Bar is this beautiful sunshine and this hot weather. In fact, today I think we're getting up to 95. Seabrook is a beautiful, charming beach town out on the Washington coast, typically about a 4.5-hour drive from Seattle, dominated by vacation rentals, steps away from the Pacific Beach. Probably one of the best sunsets in Washington. But their design community is dense, neighborhood charm, and summers lend to see about a 70-degree temperature out there. And then winters, of course, are generally pretty wet and windy. And then, of course, Lake Chelan, likely the most popular of destinations among Western Washingtonians, but it's hard to argue with Chelan's diversity of activities with a trek to get to, or it's kind of a trek to get to. Once you're there, it's easy to see why it's toward the top of the list for many families looking for turnkey vacation. Unfortunately, the rise of vacation rentals in the county and resident uproar, Chelan has put a cap on vacation rentals in the area. And restaurants are a little challenging to get into, but it's a good problem for them to have, but also is a benefit for us here at Crescent Bar. We welcome a lot of sun seekers who are new to Crescent Bar recreation area, but even people who have vacationed here for decades are taken back by the events that led to the creation of this setting. So I promise not to bore you, but this place got its start 17 million years ago. A series of volcanic eruptions beginning from Yellowstone and working its way to the west established an archive of basalt layers across much of the eastern and central Washington. So fast forward about 15,000 years ago when the real action started, a massive glacial lake covered about 2,900 square mile area in Montana, held in place by a big ice dam, which you see in the upper right-hand corner. At its deepest point, the lake was 2,100 feet deep, as marked by the high point today. So this tremendous release of water from Lake Missoula carved its way swiftly toward the Pacific Ocean, shaping landforms that we see today. 11 trillion gallons per hour. It's estimated that water was traveling some 40 to 50 miles an hour. This amount of water traveling as fast as it did created the views that we have today. From one of our communities, the ranch, this is your view. Looking down the Columbia River, and your view looking up the river. I mean, I gotta tell you, Ashley, these views are spectacular.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty gorgeous.
sunsets are something else, and I'm just kind of in awe of this surrounding. And to be honest with you, I hadn't come to Crescent Bar before this opportunity, so I get to experience it as well. I'm renting a little place here, and it's magical, truly magical.
Wow.
So Crescent Bar today hosts a number of people throughout the Pacific Northwest to a pretty special playground. Water sports of all kinds, with water temperatures and conditions often warmer and much more predictable than Lake Chelan and much more scenic than Moses Lake. Our segment of the Columbia is popular among fishermen in search of Chinook, sockeye, steelhead, most commonly being salmon and bass. There are pockets of equestrian enthusiasts and trails for picturesque cliffside riding. I appreciate the golf here at Crescent Ridge because it's family friendly and very casual, yet maintained really well. And of course, for a more serious golfer, there's nearby courses closer to Wenatchee. Bird watching is the unofficial Crescent Bar pastime. Our photographer caught a fun little red-winged blackbird just about a month ago. But what really catches us by surprise are the sleeker and more aggressive birds. There's airplanes that fly from the Naval Air Base in Whidbey every day. They travel through the canyon, and it's, again, really spectacular. So Crescent Bar features a network of walking trails connecting us to the furthest point south of the island and then even up to the top of the ridge. Washington State's track record for producing incredible wine countries, or wine continues here in our area, from an impressive lineup of producers just minutes from Crescent Ridge, plenty to host family or friends to a full day tasting tour. And of course, for music lovers, many understand and respect the global attraction of the Gorge Amphitheater, just 27 miles away in your car, but there is a Crescent Bar shuttle that takes you to all of the concerts, which is very, very popular. So historically, this land was primarily agriculture. Look at this really cool image that is kind of a mosaic of the region of all the different agricultural farms and growth in the area. And for this reason, I recommend when you're coming here, if you come via 90, then you get to kind of drive through that and witness it. So this brings me to Crescent Ridge. So where we're located. Access to everything: boating, biking, golfing, pickleball, beach, pools, wine tasting, all within walking distance. In fact, our first buyers at the Vineyard have already purchased their golf cart, and literally you get here, you park your car, you don't get back in your car again until the end of the weekend or the week. It's pretty cool. So Crescent Ridge is comprised of two communities: the ranch, which is up on a bluff high above. You saw those views from the ranch, as well as one called the Vineyard. And the Vineyard is where I'm actually sitting today. We have a couple model homes here, and that is actively, they've planted vines throughout the vineyard, and there are grapes growing on them. We have Syrah, Merlot, Cabernet grapes growing at the vineyard. One of the cool things about properties at the vineyards, there are no rental restrictions. So if you wanted to purchase one and spend a couple months yourself, but also rent it out, there are no restrictions here. What's coming in the second quarter of 24, we're going to have our own wine tasting venue with an amphitheater. And that is something that we're going to be announcing here shortly. So I encourage anybody that's watching to register on our website so that you can hear about the local wine maker that is going to be putting their wine tasting venue here at Crescent Ridge. But here's some amenities that also will be on track first part of 24, but a pool, a spa, you've got the fitness area here, and the very popular pickleball courts are a must-have. So let's talk about the details of the residences themselves. They're highly functional, they're efficient, they're single-level living, they're all 3-bedroom plus den. They're going to range in size from 2,000 square feet to 2,800 square feet, but they're all extremely thoughtful in design and as they blend into the cliffs in the hillside. There are 3 different color palettes in the community. There's one that's called Timeless Shaker. You can see more of a black and white. There's one called Resort Sand, more of a warmer tone, and then a blonde version, which we haven't got a photograph of, so I apologize, this is a rendering, but there are 3 different color palettes within the community. But again, they're all single level living. You can age in place. The floor to ceiling windows are spectacular as you enter any of the homes, and 10 feet 6-inch ceiling height. So they're very, very dramatic. All residences have an office, den, work from home space, which I'm hearing more and more from people that they want to work remotely. So we need to be able to accommodate that. And here you've got your primary bathroom with 2 shower heads and a shower with a view. So very, very beautiful indeed. So again, looking at these outdoor spaces, so they're really designed for great indoor outdoor living. They're all L-shaped outdoor spaces. So you know, on an occasional, like if the sun's coming down and it's too sunny in one part, you can go off to the side, or if it's particular, maybe a windy day, you can get a windbreak on one of the sides. But close to about 1,000 square feet of outdoor space in all of the outdoor spaces in all of the floor plans. And again, let's talk functionality. Like I said, the developer grew up coming to Crescent Bar, and they remember how, you know, at the end of a week or at end of a weekend, and you've got to wash all your sheets and all your linens. And they're like, you know what, it's just, we're married to the laundry room all day on that final day. So there are 2 sets of washer and dryers in all of the homes. Every home has a huge pantry. And then again, all the primary bedrooms have a nice walk-in closet. But the most important question I get, I tell you, every question, every call that comes in, tell me about your garage. How big is your, people don't even care what the kitchens look like. How big are the garage? Will it fit my boat? Will it fit my RV? Everybody's got so many toys here. So they are 12-foot doors, 13.5-foot ceiling heights in the garage, and can fit all the toys. And it even has an EV charging plug for those West Side folks that have the Teslas. The finishes are high-end and thoughtful. The home automation system has security, has cameras, speakers, keyless entry. All of that is standard in every home. There's primarily 2 different floor plans. So again, I said anywhere from 2,000 square feet to 2,800 square feet. One of the floor plans is called a Solera. It's the smaller of the 2. Again, a 3+ den. All bedrooms are en suite, and you'll notice it has the big L-shaped outdoor space as well. And then the Columbia, the larger home, that's over 2,800 square feet. Very open, very great for entertaining. Again, all bedrooms are en suite, and the second or the den in this space is quite a bit larger with its own bathroom. So that could be like a really nice second family room. So we have 2 homes that are on the MLS. So if you want to look us up, we have 2 homes on the MLS, one of each kind. They are done. They're move-in ready. One of our homes, we have 2 homes that have sold. One closed last week, and it closed at 1,825. We have another home that is pending, expected to close in about a week or so. That's listed at 2,295. But both of those folks, they, you know, if you're trying to think of who's my buyer profile, they wanted a second home that could attract their kids and their grandkids. And so one of them's from Bainbridge Island, one of them's from Snoqualmie Ridge. They wanted single level living. They needed the big garage for all the toys, and they wanted guaranteed sunshine. So that's really what this place draws. So I've had about 40 brokers come out here on various tours and personalized one-on-one appointments. So I would encourage anybody, please reach out and schedule a time. You can leave the West Side at 8 or 9 in the morning, get here around 11. I'll feed you lunch. We'll look at a couple homes, go on some great tours, and then get you back on the road so you're back over to Seattle by 4 o'clock. So it's a great day, and I would love to have anybody out here. So thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I was rambling on, but I know we have limited time.
Yeah, no, sweet. I had some general questions. So
Yeah.
as far as the homes that are completed now, you said you have a few of them. How are you guys phasing them out? And with the second phase of when is that supposed to start?
Yeah, great. So I have 4 homes that are released in the first phase, and those are all 100% complete. So we could close, 2 weeks, 30 days, 45 days. And then immediately after that, we have homes that are nearing completion. We could close, 10 to 12 homes this year. So they're far along. This developer has committed, they're far along in development. And then there's going to be a total of 40 homes in the entire vineyard property. So let's say 12 this year and the rest phased out over the next couple of years.
Gotcha. And
Yeah.
how does the membership of the pool and all that work?
Yes, great question. So HOA fees are $500 a month. And that is going to cover your lawn maintenance. So they're going to, cut your yard or cut the lawn. Irrigation is included, snow removal if necessary, and the maintenance of the pool, spa, fitness, pickleball, all part of that. And all of these communities are gated communities as well.
Good to know. That's great. And then you said the completion for the tasting room.
Yeah, second quarter of 24.
Okay.
Yeah, and at that, there's a really cool rendering, and I didn't put it in my slide, but rendering of the tasting room with an amphitheater looking out at this big grass area. There's going to be fire pits out there, and their hopes is to have smaller music and, maybe farmers markets and those sorts of things.
Gotcha. So about how far from the houses does the tasting room sit? Is it
about 10 feet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so it's like
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
literally right in front of us. So all these homes are tiered up the cliff.
Yep.
So on the first level of homes, then right below that is where the tasting room is. So we're literally overlooking the tasting room, amphitheater, and the little venue space.
Gotcha. Nice. And then we talked a little bit about the golfing. What's the closest, I guess, golf course?
Again, both walkable or golf cartable. There are 2. One is called Sunsera Golf Course, and then the other one is run by it's called just, I think, Crescent Bar Golf Course. Both of them are little, they're 9-hole, 3-par, and super casual. Very casual, very fun.
Sweet. Good. Sounds like there's a lot of activities there, and having the sun, guaranteed sunshine, is such a big thing, because I do know that that's something that people do battle with quite a bit in Centennial and Tumble Creek.
Pretty interesting how, like on a Thursday, you start to see these rigs come down the hill with their boats and their paddle boards, and they get them in the water, they go park their rig someplace, and then you just see boating and paddle boards and golf carts, and everyone's on vacation. It's a vacation feel here. So that's something that I think is really, I wasn't expecting that, but that's very unique to this area.
For sure. And so talking to, I guess, how you said that you could do the short-term rentals in the vineyards, is there a preferred management company that kind of handles that, or do you have kind of vendors that you could recommend?
No, it's very early in the early stages of that, but we will have one that is like uniform, so that everybody uses the same one, because I think it would be really challenging to have a community like this, and there's 4 different management companies with all 4 different rules. So
so like one rental pool basically, and it's all kind of managed the same. I think that's very smart.
Yeah, right.
Is there anything else that you think that we should talk about, that you get questions about? Is there solar panel? Could you add solar panels? And
no, that hasn't been brought up or asked. And I would have to ask the developer about that. One thing that's unique about these homes, they all have flat roofs. And so what's cool, as they go up the hillside, that's a neat design. It's kind of Frank Lloyd Wright-ish, as it, blends itself against the cliffs, and you can see the homes are positioned so that everyone has a view. Everyone has a view of the water, and they're positioned that way.
Yeah, nice. And the pricing starts at 175.
17. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Good. Well, I think that was a great overview of the project. I'm really excited that you're out there, and I'm gonna have to come visit for sure. I'm thinking maybe in the next month or so. I'll definitely
Yeah.
make my way out to tour, because it is so beautiful out there. And it's just nice to have, Crescent Bar, you think of condos and you think of, different types of communities, but this is definitely more of a luxury offering. And
Right.
so it's kind of elevating, everything that's over there, which is very exciting. We like to see that. So.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize this is here. There's that group of people, but there's also people who have been coming here for years and years and years. And there's quite a history to this area. It's very, very unique in that sense. But it's pretty special. You just, like I said, you come around that bluff up above and this expansive Columbia River just is in front of you. And it's really beautiful.
Yeah. Has that Eastern Washington has a feel to it.
Yes.
When everything's just all wide open spaces, but also you guys have the rock ridges and the geological
it's
elements to
fascinating.
it.
Yeah, I didn't know any of that stuff before I came out here.
I didn't. I learned.
Yes, it was the history. I had to learn all the numbers. So yeah.
Good. Sweet. Well, thank you, Melissa. Really
appreciate to come out.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll be reposting this, and definitely if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out. And thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See you soon.
See ya.